All right, let's get right into it. We're here to unpack a book called The Liquid Fortress, and it tackles a historical puzzle so big it seems to break all the rules of history.
So the book kicks things off with this huge, almost impossible question, and it's really at the heart of everything. How does a civilization actually survive its own death? Think about that for a second.
Okay, so look at the giants of the ancient world, right? Egypt, Babylon, Assyria. The book calls them stone fortresses. They built these immense, powerful civilizations that are now, well, they're dust. Their languages are academic puzzles, their gods are sitting in museums, and yet Iran is still here. It has been conquered over and over again, its libraries have been burned, its religions completely overturned, but somehow the Persian mind just refused to die. That kind of survival isn't normal. It's a genuine historical anomaly.
So, how in the world do you explain that? The book offers an answer that is, well, it's not what you'd expect. It's surprising, almost mythical. It's not about a king, it's not about a prophet, it's about a horse.
Get this, the hero of this entire 3,000-year story isn't a person, it's a symbol, a carrier of an idea. And his name is Shabrang. He's this night-colored horse who carries the very essence of Iran right through the fires of history, long after the kings have fallen and their thrones are totally empty.
And you can literally see him doing it. When the Greeks burned Persepolis to the ground, destroying the state, Shabrang carried the memory of the law into the hills. When the Arabs conquered the land, he just retreated into libraries, carrying the seed of the language with him. And when the Mongols came and leveled the cities, he climbed the peaks of mysticism, carrying the civilization's soul on his back. You see, he is the avatar of the Persian mind in motion.
Okay, so this all sounds incredible, almost like a legend. But how does it actually work in practice? Well, the book gets really analytical here and actually explains it by borrowing concepts directly from physics.
This brings us to the core conflict. On one side, you have entropy. Think of it as the universe's default setting. It's the force of things falling apart, of randomness, of forgetting. It's why empires fall. But on the other side, you have coherence. This is alignment. This is the force that lets individual parts vibrate together as one unified whole. You know, like the difference between a random flashlight and a focused laser. Coherence is the force of remembering, and the book argues that all of history is just a constant war between these two forces.
And this is where we get to the book's absolute central concept. See, most civilizations build stone fortresses. They rely on the rigid strength of the state, of the army. And they work, for a while, until they shatter. Persia, though, built a liquid fortress. It combined the rigidity of the crystal, that's the kings, the logic, with the total adaptability of water. That's the mothers, the mystics, the poetry. So when the state collapsed, the culture just became liquid. It retreated into homes and poems, changing its shape but never, ever losing its substance.
Now let's see how this all builds into a complete model for understanding a civilization's consciousness. The book actually calls it its cognitive architecture. And this is the blueprint, the ladder of consciousness. The book argues that any resilient civilization has to be strong on all 7 of these levels. It starts down at the bottom with the roots, the physical state, the hardware you could say, and it goes all the way up to the sky, the ultimate metaphysical truth. Now here's the brilliant part. When one level was attacked, say the Greeks destroyed the roots, the Persian mind learned how to perform a vertical migration, moving its core identity to a safer level, like the story or the garden of symbols.
So, as you can probably tell, we've only just scratched the surface here. What we've just talked about is really just the prologue to a much, much larger story that spans 3 millennia.
And we're going to explore all of it. This is the very first of many explainers. We're going to release a new one for every single chapter of The Liquid Fortress, diving deep into this incredible history, one level of that ladder at a time.
So your journey into the Persian mind can start today. As the book concludes, the fires of the last century have burned down to embers. The horse is waiting. The saddle is empty. The question is, who will ride? To continue the journey, find The Liquid Fortress wherever books are sold and join us as we explore the story of the horse who lived.